Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksu Anmilitanyena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Vichetanna Manavistam Stapitanyena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Karamaya Rivanti Swaparanti. First of all, I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Shiksha and Diksha Guru. Nitya Vila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Satava Satya Sri Srimad Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Then I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Shiksha and Sannyas Guru. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Satava Satya Sri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Gosvami Maharaj. I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Shiksha Gurus, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Satara Satya Sri Srimad Srila Gaur Govinda Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharti Goswami Maharaj. And I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of the Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Shiradev Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, and Srila Bhakti Gadava Thakur. And I offer my humble obeisances unto the feet of all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who are present here today, headed by Sannyasi Ram, Shri Pad, Bhakti Kincara Madhav Maharaj. And I offer my humble obeisances to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, my Dandavats Pranams. So, today is the disappearance day of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. I brought with me some things. I was in Bombay and I had a discussion with Damodar Maharaj the day before Gurudev left. And before that, I was in Vrindavan with Srila Gurudev. Everyone expected that Srila Gurudev was going to leave on the same day that Srila Vaman Maharaj and Srila Trivikram Maharaj left during Kartik, because they were always together. So, as that day approached, everyone became very nervous. The devotees were up all night doing kirtan. Everyone was praying and praying and praying. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. So Gurudev didn't leave. He stayed. Then he went to Jagannath Puri, which I thought was a good move because he was having trouble breathing, and in Vrindavan, in that area, they were cutting down the crops, the cane and the wheat and everything, and so much dust was coming. Then they burned the root, smoke was coming. So I told him, I said, the air is not good here. You should go to Puri where you can get good air. So he went to Puri from there, because the air coming off the ocean is very clean. So he was there in Puri, and Damodar Maharaj said that he was complaining, oh, why am I still here? I wanted to leave, but you wouldn't let me leave. You all prayed, stay, 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 so I had to stay. I don't want to stay anymore. I want to leave. He was saying like this. And he was reducing his eating and drinking very less. He was doing not eating and drinking. So he was neglecting his body. And everyone was getting worried the way he was talking and what he was doing. You know. So then he told me this, Damodar Maharaj told me this. And next day was Vaman Maharaja's appearance day. So on that day he left, because he was very close with Srila Vaman Maharaj. So that was the next day after our conversation. So I was in Bombay, so I flew to Navadvip because they were bringing Gurudev by jeep from Navadvip from Puri to Navadvip. And then, so I got to Calcutta on the plane, then I got in the truck, then I got in the taxi, and I went to Navadvip. So when I got there, Srila Gurudev was laid out in state. They had ice, and he was laying on the ice. They were planning to put him in the samadhi in a day or two. So we got darshan. And then the next day, they put him in a chair and made a palanquin with these rods. And to keep his head up, because he was completely flaccid. There was no rigor mortis. Srila Prabhupada was like that also. They don't have ordinary mundane contamination of their body. So to keep his head up, they tied one cloth around his head and then tied it to the back of the chair so that his head would stay up. And then they carried him on procession to the samadhi of Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj and Srila Vaman Maharaj. So he went there. And then he came back, and then they undressed him. And when they undressed him, because they're going to give him a bath, so that cloth that was around his head, I got that cloth here. This is the cloth that was around his head. And we'll take darshan of this. And there were some garlands, and they took off the garlands, and I took a couple of garlands and I hung them until they dried out. And these are the petals here, dried petals. So then they bathed him and they dressed him again and they placed him in the samadhi. And then after that we had a big feast for Shalom. Thank you, Maharaj. So, it was difficult because I was with the Prabhupada when he left. And then I was with Gurudev when they placed him in Samadhi. So, just like Thursday. So, this was some emotional stress for me.
Besides that, also was very commotion.
Huh?
Hundreds of devotees count so much commotion.
Yeah, commotion was there. That's natural, there'll be commotion. But I was not paying attention to the commotion. So I was very fortunate. Srila Gurudev, he pulled me out from this, from my Grihastha ashram. I was doing some business and trying to make money and take care of my family. And he said, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "You're a preacher. You're supposed to preach. I want you to travel all over the world and preach." So he inspired me to leave my family and take sannyas ashram. And it was very difficult. But Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gokul Maharaj came to me in dream. They also inspired me. So with everyone's support, I was able to move forward.
How old are
Huh?
How old you are, Maharaji?
57. 57. It's a good age to leave the family and take sannyas. But it is not for everyone. One has to be very conscientious, very careful. It caused a lot of emotional turmoil for my daughter. Not my son. My son was okay, but my daughter, she was very heartbroken over this.
You have daughter.
Huh?
You have daughter.
We adopted one girl, yeah. So, at any rate, I owe him a great debt of gratitude for helping me to move forward in my spiritual life. And which is why I brought, because he's my sannyas guru, so I brought my danda here today. And there are many amazing things about Srila Gurudev. He came to preach in the West. So I had already met him. I met him in Vrindavan when Srila Prabhupada was leaving. And I met him. So I already knew him. When he came to the West to preach, it was amazing because he went everywhere and he was preaching about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and his relationship with Prabhupada. All the devotees were weeping and crying. It was very intense. So we were very fortunate that we had a chance to have his association and inspiration to move forward in our bhakti. And he left a very important legacy in his books because he explained Radhadasyam, which was not discussed much by Srila Prabhupada. He mentions it in his Chaitanya Charitamrita, but he doesn't go into great detail about it. So we got the details from Srila Gurudev, what is the meaning of Radhadasyam, which was very important because ultimately this is our goal. We read the commentary of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Gosvami Maharaja on the Chatur Shloki of the Gita. He emphasizes this point about Radhadasyam. So Radhadasyam was explained in great detail by him. But he was also very careful to make sure that we didn't go off the deep end. There was a time when everyone was reading Astakali Alila of Radha Krishna. And Gurudev knew that we were reading it and discussing it. So, on the morning walk, he said, okay, you are all reading this Astakali Ulila. So what is Krishna doing now? Everyone looked at their watch. Oh, it's this time, so Krishna is eating breakfast. Gurudev said, no, Krishna is not eating breakfast. He woke up late today because he was fooling with Radharani late in the night, so he woke up late today. So he was showing us, simply by reading something and memorizing, you will not understand. That this has to be realized. And then you will see this Leela, and you will understand this Leela, you will realize the Leela. So he made us to understand this. Oh, Krishna is eating breakfast. No, he's not. He's not eating breakfast. He woke up late today. How will we know that? He knows because he is speaking with Krishna. He is seeing Krishna. He is there in his Manjari form serving Krishna. So he will know Krishna is late, or Krishna is early, or Krishna is this, Krishna is that. All this he will know. But we can only say from memory, what we read in the book, 8 o'clock is this. So, then he taught us some interesting conceptions like Advaigyan Paratattva. The Advaigyan Paratattva. Nothing is separate from Krishna, nothing is equal to Krishna, nothing is superior to Krishna. He explained how this understanding works. A very deep tattva, Advaigyan Paratattva. It is there in the Bhagavat. Vedanti tat tattva vidam tattvam yajjnanam advayam, Advaigyan Paratattva. Then he also taught us many other deep philosophical conceptions. In the Roy Ramanan Samvad, he gives a very great commentary on the verses so that it becomes very clear what was the special spiritual exchange that was taking place there during this discussion between Ramananda Roy and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he left a real treasure of literature for us to learn so many things. And he taught us so many important things also. Orally, we heard many things from him. So we're very fortunate to have his association. He had a great love for our Srila Prabhupada. He used to go to Radha Damodar temple, and he would prepare chapatis for Srila Prabhupada for lunch. And they would eat lunch together. And then they would do kirtan, bhajans. Once when I was in the car driving him, so I had this tape of Prabhupada singing. And he said, I always want to hear Swami Maharaj sing. He said, when we used to do kirtans together, he would never sing. He would make me sing all the time. So I never heard him sing. He said, now I only want to hear him sing. So like this. He was very fond of his dear, dear friend, Swami Prabhupada. And I was there when he placed Srila Prabhupada in the Samadhi. And then the next day, before this placing him in Samadhi that morning, he took us all around Vrindavan to all the different temples. That's what Prabhupada wanted. Prabhupada wanted to visit all the 7 temples before he went into Samadhi. So, Srila Narayana Maharaj arranged for that parikram. And we went to all the 7 temples. And then we placed Prabhupada in the Samadhi. And as we came to each temple, the Mahanta of the temple came out and did some puja and offered prasadam and offered garlands and all these things. And Srila Narayana Maharaj supervised all this, so because we didn't know what to do. He knew what has to be done in these cases. So he supervised everything. And then he supervised the internment in the Samadhi. And then he also did he helped us to know what to do for this. So he's been our guide for many, many years, since the time of Srila Prabhupada. So we were very fortunate to have him. And then when he was getting close to leaving, I was with him in Delhi, and then I was with him in Govardhan. I didn't go to Puri. I went to Bombay. So he left us an important legacy of Krishna consciousness. He finished the instructions that Srila Prabhupada started to give us. And we were very fortunate in this connection. Took all of this responsibility very seriously. Okay. So those are the things I have to say.
Srila Gurudev ki
Jai.
Jai. Bhagavat Swami ki
Jai.
Thank you. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha prikasindhubheva cha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo.
Magyanti Miranasya Gina Gina Salapya Shakshuru Militanyena Tasmasti Brave. I offer my respectful obeisances to the lotus feet of my Guru Padma, Kalila Pravisham Bishop Path, Vishishama Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Gosvami Maharaj. And also I offer my respectful obeisances to the lotus feet to Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Gokul, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, or Guru Varra, or Guru Parampara. And also I offer my obeisances to the lotus feet of Bhaktivedanta Bhagavat Maharaj and all of the devotees assembled here. Today is a very important and auspicious day that our beloved Gurudev depart for this mortal world to meet Sri Radha and Krishna, eternal pastimes. In 1975, I started visiting the temple in Mexico City, and every Sunday, they show us the movie of Hare Krishna that show us the activities of the movement, and also Srila Prabhupada. All this, shown us that how is visiting the holy places, talking with devotees, giving lectures, devotees giving massage. And I was thinking, I wish when we be there, I wish to have this guru like him. But unfortunately, because I was in the high school, I was thinking, finish my high school and then I joined the movement. But after finish my high school, Srila Prabhupada already left. So in my heart, I was always hankering how I can have guru like Srila Prabhupada, walking with in the holy places, listening his lectures, cooking for him. So this is my intense desire when I have guru like him. So years passed by, I stayed in the temple until 1996. I have the opportunity to meet Srila Gurudev. And then in 1999, I took initiation from him. So I started listening to lectures like Srila Prabhupada, like I was wondering, traveling with him in the holy places, cooking, help for cooking for him, giving massage for him. So everything the things that I was thinking when I was new devotee suddenly appeared. Suddenly I started doing it. For me was very wonderful. And then also they show us how Srila Prabhupada left his body in the movie, and then it happened that I have this again this opportunity to be with him in Jagannath Puri. So all these things was like a Bhagavat Maharaj saying, was very intense, because I was filming. I have a camera. I was filming the whole thing that this happened in Delhi, Govardhan, and then in Puri. So I have this footage. I never seen it before. After I have it, because the whole situation was very intense, and some devotees, I asked him, I have this footage, and he said, don't show us because it's not proper. So, but I have this footage. I never released so many things that probably the devotees did not see it. But at that time, for example, in Govardhan, everybody was, because everyone thinking that Gurudev will depart. So the whole atmosphere in Govardhan was very intense, very intense. But the last day of Parikram, Gurudev promised, okay, go back to your home, we will meet you again in Navadip Dham for Parikram. So everyone was like a relief, everyone say, okay, we will be meeting again. So the devotees start living his different places. So, but I decided, because I have 6 months of visa, so I decided, okay, I will follow Gurudev. So I follow him for Puri with another devotees, Tirtha Pada and many other devotees. So I was there in Puri. So every morning, because every morning Gurudev was taking a sun bath in front of the ocean in the hotel. So we were doing puja from outside, like a little distance, doing Guru puja every morning. So it was very wonderful and intense moments, because one day because after we are doing Guru Puja, we run to meet him again, and it was like, for example, the factory from here, from the place that they were doing Guru Puja was a little far. It's almost in the ocean, near to the ocean. So after we finish the Guru Puja, we run and try to catch again, see him walking to his headquarters, his room. So every day we are doing it, but one day we are waiting for him, but Gurudev he don't come. So everyone was wondering, and then finally come out, but Rajana carried Gurudev in his arms. And Gurudev was like, Haridas Thakur was Srila Mahaprabhu carrying Haridas Thakur after he departed. So the same picture, the same image was like that, carrying Rajana Prabhu carrying Gurudev in his arm and walking like that. So it was very intense moment for everybody. But anyway, this moment was very special. And this is all the teachings that Srila Prabhupada given us through his books. And that time we were very young. I was very young, and I don't understand properly many deep things until Gurudev, explained to us in very loving way and very strong also. And it was very benefit for everybody, because until one pure devotee explained the teachings of previous acharyas, it happened that sometimes misunderstood or misunderstand the teaching. So it was very wonderful that we have the time to be with Gurudev and listen personally with him. And listen carefully to understand this, the Siddhanta. the day that Srila Gurudev departed, I was sleeping, and it was like it's 5 o'clock, 5:30. That one devotee come to our Goshal, and then start knocking the doors of all the devotees, say, "Hey, Gurudev depart, Gurudev depart." So everyone rushing to see him in the full room, and already was Gurudev in his room, in his bed. But the devotees put it in a lotus feet, lotus postures, and Kishore Mohan Sudevi was chanting different songs. It was very intense moment that every devotee had to take care of Gurudev for a few minutes, because Gurudev was sitting in the bed, so everyone had to hold him. So we take time, terms everyone to take the opportunity. So I have a very lucky to have the opportunity to hold Gurudev.
Oh my goodness.
On the last, there was very, and all the devotees was this, very crying, and I remember very well Sudevi and Kishore Mohan was like that's because it was the cooker. They cook for Gurudev every day. They cook for Gurudev every day soup, vegetable soup every day. So they're in charge of every day. So anyway, so that day there's also a commotion in Puri. There was like a riot in Puri. Start closing all the streets in Puri, around Puri. So there was a rush to take Gurudev out of the Puri. But the devotees, Brajana and Maharaj, they want to take Gurudev to go to give him some last darshan to Puri temple and the different places also. So they took Gurudev in the car, by car. So, but they start so many problems among the Hindus, beating each other and so many things. It was very, very intense. So everyone is rushing. All the devotees want to also, hire a taxi. And suddenly everyone was like a pressures to have a taxi to go to Navadip. So everyone start making arrangement each other and go to the places to take all the luggage, because like at 1 or 2 o'clock, Gurudev depart to Navadip. So everyone want to go follow this, make a caravan, following Gurudev. So we tried to follow him, but I asked the driver, "Do you know how to go to Navadip? Because we had to pass through Calcutta." It was, it was like a nightmare. So anyway, we arrived in Navadip Dham, and then Gurudev already was in the temple with the eyes, not directly, but they put something only around, but. And then another lila was try to find out the place to put Gurudev in Samadhi. So everyone is like, no, this is the place, no, this is the place, no, this is the place. It was like Tirtha Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Tirtha Maharaj was the person in charge, but everyone disagreed which place or not. So I was recording everything. So this things that happen. But anyway, so the devotees was somehow or another harmonize everything and then put Gurudev in Samadhi. And exactly, well, not exactly, but like a Srila Prabhupada put in Samadhi. You know, that some devotees go there and make the whole arrangement. Exactly come to my mind and see this happen in life. I have a kind of
Yes.
experience. Anyway, so Srila Gurudev was so amazed, so beautiful, help us in different ways to understand Krishna consciousness is the proper way, giving us the opportunity to continue to embrace all this philosophy. And now, when I think back to when I was a young body, and now see my body start decay for some or another, it's like it was like a little, like a picture track, you know, because Guru Srila Prabhupada before depart, he said to his disciples, never think that you will be not face this situation. So then started happen. So all these teachings of the acharyas give us the opportunity to take advantage to put and practice the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, take the opportunity also to spray according to our ability, according to our adhikar, and pass this moment that in life that we already experience. And I mean, I was thinking that, you know, past a few years ago now, and that situation that made me realize that the time he don't what do you call this? He is not very friendly in one sense. They don't wait for us. It's passed through, and we have to take advantage now that we have opportunity to become more serious of Krishna consciousness or sadhana, and pray to our gurus that giving us the opportunity to continue practice Krishna consciousness with humility, and try to overcome this dualities of the material world, because somehow or another it will be affect if we are not strong enough to continue develop Krishna consciousness. Ya Srila Gurudev ki ya, Srila Prabhupada ki ya, Gaura Premanande Hari Hari, Anjakalpata Visha Kripa Sindhu Visha Patitanam Pavani Vaishnavaya Namo.
So, the offering is done.
Yeah, almost. So,
Then we do Pushpanjali and we sing Guru Puja.
then Aarti.
Set the target. You can just turn it off.
You are not speaking.
Oh, yeah.